So in here, actually, you can buy everything you want it, you know. So I love to shop here. That's why, yeah.
So we're going to go back into looking at all the greens, and maybe you can tell us about all the different kinds of Chinese greens.
Sure, yeah.
So I always think about the first time I went to China,
Yeah.
and I thought I was ordering bok choy, and I said, "Can I have the greens?" And they said, "Which kind?" And there was a list of about 20 kinds,
In here, you can buy
and I didn't know any of the different. So maybe we'll go over that way, and we could.
cabbage. Yeah. So the people like it so much. Yeah. And this is called gai lan. Gai lan. It's gai lan. It's just like broccoli. This is Chinese broccoli. And this is choy sum. This is it's really good. The people like it so much, you know. Yeah. It's called choy sum. Yun choy, you know. It's called yun choy. This is tong ho. The Chinese people love it so much. This is a different favorite. So Chinese people like to shop here because they have all kind of different kind of vegetables. You know?
And when you cook these, do you usually just cook them with garlic, or do you cook them with oyster
Usually,
sauce?
You know, usually I cook vegetables. I use the boiling water, and then wait until they boil, and then I put the vegetable inside, and then put a little bit of salt, and then oil, and then take it out, so nice and green, and eat with the oyster sauce. Yeah.
Do you like to use the frozen seafood or fresh seafood when you're making?
Usually, you know, I like to use the fresh one, but you know, sometimes you don't have the fresh one. In the winter time, I buy all the in the frozen food here. In here, this is good for hot pot. We do lots of hot pot, you know. So this is called beef ball, you know, it's frozen. And then this is fish ball, all kinds of different ones. This is fish.
Yeah, so there's so many kinds of tofu, Anita. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the different tofu? Because there's all these kinds of tofu along here. So
Chinese people like tofu very much, you know. It's all the elderly people like tofu, and then it's and easy to make too. Yeah.
yeah, one of the things that I like about Sanwa is that you can get your fresh tofu, you can get fried tofu, you can get stewed tofu. So there are all these different kinds of dishes.
And then in here, they have all kind of different noodles, fresh noodle. Yeah. Something I have to tell you. This is called salty fish, 鹹魚. It's more expensive than chicken. All the people, the Chinese people like it, you know.
And so what do we use that fish for? So I see it's $49.99, so I'm wondering, it's got to be for something special. What would I use it in?
Usually, you know, you just steam it. And then, or you can steam it with the chicken or steam with the pork. It's really good one. We have all kinds of noodle here too. So usually, you know, we use this kind of noodle. Yeah. It's we come here and just buy the noodle and make some soup and put the noodle inside and mix it with our meat, and then that's the whole soup, you know.
Yeah, and I also see that there's a lot of the dried fish along here as well.
Yeah.
So dried fish also really popular in various Asian foods. And so, and here it's all packaged up, because most people say that it's, when you're in a Chinese market in Asia, they're very smelly. But it's what gives a lot of the food flavor.
And then also have Chinese sausage, all different kind of Chinese sausage, you know.
Then often up at the front here, not so much right now, but if it's a special occasion coming up, if it's Lunar New Year or the Moon Festival, this is the area of the store where we would see it piled high with moon cakes or with Lunar New Year specialties. And so this is usually the part where the front of the store is often the most festive during a holiday season for the Chinese community.
Soy sauce, oyster sauce, all kinds of sauce in it. then I want you to show you the seafood, okay?
Okay, we're going to the seafood.
They sell lots of seafood in here, just like shrimp. Also, all different kinds of fish, just like pickerel, they make it tofu paste. They make it for vegana. It's, lots of people use it for vegetarian dish, Yeah.
So it's the tofu skin.
Tofu skin,
and
yeah.
then you just cut it into small pieces or shreds.
Yeah. And then you can make just like egg roll, make it stuffed with the Chinese vegetable, all kind of vegetable. Yeah.
Looks like it should be a giant pancake. So Anita, there's lots of duck here, but if you were to be cooking duck at home, would you a lot of people like Peking duck, but that's not really something to make at home, is it?
Yeah. Usually, when I eat Peking duck, I go to the Chinese restaurant, just like Cancun. They make it easier because lots of work, make Peking duck, lots of work. Yeah.
It's delicious to eat, but it is a lot of work.
So this is the big one. Yeah.
And fish is always important.
All different kind of fishes.
Yeah. Often at a Chinese banquet, fish is really important because the name for fish is a homonym for prosperity. So that's why it always gets served. And there's very particular ways about how you also eat it and whether you flip it over. And so there's certain things that you should and shouldn't do when you're eating it. So you should always check with your friends, especially if you want to get to the second side and make sure you're getting to the meat. Now, someone like Anita is extremely fast making dumplings, and so she can make a lot all at once. And so Anita gets the wrappers or sometimes makes her own dough. I've seen her do it many times, and it's delicious. And if I have a lot of time and friends over, I will do that as well. But for me, the best part of this section is that you can also get all the dumplings frozen and pre-made.
Yeah, in here, you don't have to make your own. If you don't like to cook, you don't know how to make a dumpling, just come over here. They have lots of frozen dumpling, and then I buy the wonton wrap in here. It's really good.
So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon and for having me with you. We've had a great afternoon. I was so thrilled to be able to introduce you to the Cultural Center, to take a walk through Sun Hua with Anita Lee, and best of all, probably to share red bean popsicles as the end of our day. So thank you for joining us and allowing us to share the Chinese culture and Chinatown with you today.